not the position that they would have been hoping to be in at this point, but again, Train is a decent map for them, even if it's not been as good lately. If their wins have been against slightly, I would say, kind of worse teams than that of AGO, there's certainly still hope. I don't think we can count them out completely. We know they're a capable team. They put up a great performance overall on Overpass, just in the end did fall short. But again, with that slow start that they had, if they can get off to a better starter, if they can kick it off quickly on the CT side, of course, which is where they are going to be starting, then there's certainly an opportunity. You can't count them out. Again, great opportunity for the double up setup as well to be brought out on that lineup. This is another team that really can be passed around between pretty much any of the 5 players. More so Freddy Frog, of course, and Klesson maybe as the secondary uppers at points. Bolton as well, I've seen in the past. And of course, Relaxed and a very, very capable primary upper.
Yeah, indeedy. They like to throw it around, mix it up a little bit. Tends to be pretty common at this level as well. See, most players being comfortable with the one-tap weapons. Here's Relaxed coming in, finding himself a quick double. And Chaos are ahead in this pistol for quite a margin. AGO have only PHR left alive, and he's not got any armor, unfortunately, which certainly doesn't help. Playing the support role there with the util, but swinging out. He's going to try to catch long-range fights against the USP. Tends to not go too well, though, for you. With just a Glock without armor, the USPs will shred you to pieces. That's 1-0. Chaos find themselves ahead here on Train with... Okay. See, on the CT side, I guess it's a bit of a weird buy they've got to pull out. Like, you're going to have a lot of weaker weapons. Like, especially on this map where you want to have the AUG is a lot more prevalent than the M4. Just because... It's always been a map that looks really good for oppers, with the AUG obviously coming into recent popularity. Surprising that they take 3 SMGs, a FAMAS, and a USP, because up against AGO, a team that very frequently force buy, this buy wouldn't stand up very well.
I mean, it seems like they're quite confident in the full eco coming true, because Freddy Frog even taking that fight initially with a USP does actually start things off. Taking down Forlin, but Caper able to return it. I believe that was over towards, I think it was over towards IV. I'm not actually 100% sure. But yeah, some good damage coming through. Sparrow going to fall as well. Plessin has absolutely perfect timing on this push, in all honesty. Here's the footsteps going back up through the B-halls as well now. And either way, Relax is in position to shut it down. So it looks like it will be a pretty quick clean-up indeed. It's only no Caper that remains, and they do know where he's positioned. Just get a second and a FAMAS as well off the back of it, so maybe a chance for a bit more damage. Again, they didn't put any investment at all in this round, so FAMAS being taken away, not too bad. DJ Allo went down, of course, didn't have a weapon at all, so that's not really too much, apart from, of course, getting rid of his Kevlar at least.
Threw the FAMAS away there just to try and make it a little bit more difficult for Chaos to pick it up, and indeed he did. Make it impossible, as they're all too far away. It's a 2-0, but Chaos have to make some pretty significant reinvestment into this round. And with that, they're going to face the first full buy of AGO with nothing bar SMGs, probably an AUG and an AWP there on Relaxa. Indeed, there's the AUG for Freddy Frog. It's not the best buy, that's for sure. This could look very, very good for AGO. All they have to do is avoid what we were talking about earlier, the very competent AWP player of Relaxa. Now trapped in that corner. DJL was trying to get aggressive. The Molotov slowed him down. The flashbang meant he had to hide straight away. Couldn't even try to take a fight. Now he's stuck, but might get some benefit for it. They're not really checking it. Sparrow, though, goes to line up from the floor. If he was up on top of the dumpster, he would have had to flick, but DJL walked right into his crosshair. Of course, the support from Caper, who actually found the kill.
Oh, Bolton, though, he goes down as well. Caught off guard by Forlin, who gets aggressive through Ivy. Finding a second as well in the meantime. Leaving only Freddy Frog and Relaxa now. It's the twins that remain, and I don't think they really have too much hope in this, in all honesty. Left in a position where a save is pretty much the only option that they do have. It'll leave them in a decent position carrying over both of these weapons, though, because Relaxa will be able to drop a rifle. Plessin will be able to buy for himself. The only issue is with 1400 only going in, he'll be left with pretty much no utility. So it's not going to be ideal, but there certainly is a chance for them to try and actually come back into it again. But yeah, AGO, a pretty convincing opening gun round right here. The question is, are they going to end up losing any weapons? I don't feel like they should really be hunting, and I also don't feel like Chaos should be sticking around too much for exit frags.
Well, Freddy Frog at least is 100% secure. and saving over that AUG. Relax, on the other hand, is in a bit of a risky spot, but nobody pokes the beast. They stay well away. And so that will be another weapon saved over for the CT side, and at least gives them something to work with here. He can drop over a couple pistols even, although it seems he's dropped the AUG. And the AWP, which I guess is going to make its way back. Oh, no, sorry. Okay, I completely missed that second AWP being bought up. They're going to go for the full buy, a FAMAS, an AWP with no head armor, which is reasonable up against these weapons. Head armor doesn't matter at all. Util is very weak, though. Still shapes up to be, not too terrible of a buy.
Yeah, it's a little bit better than I thought it was going to be, in all honesty.
I completely thought they were going to go for an eco to get better money for the next round, but...
I figured they'd buy up, knowing that it's still really early days and that there's only 1,400 going into the bank of... or rather, there'd only be 1,900 going into the bank of AGO if they were to win this round, so it would put them in a pretty decent position. But yeah, as you said, it's although it is better than we expected, it's still not perfect. There's a lack of utility. They do actually have a lot of defuse kits in play, which is a little bit surprising. I believe also they did at least save over one. But here we go. AGO getting ready for a quick B push. It's a pretty passive setup as well in play from the CT side. But Pleasant is able to go ahead and actually open things up. Takes a dink in the process, though. So he is at least weakened and dropped to 2 HP. But as the bomb gets planted for AGO, there's a good opportunity for them still to try and recover this one.
There's PHR finding one, and with Caper as well on the board, this could lead to a save. Freddy Frog goes down. Everybody's low HP. Time to get out of there, but they might not make it. PHR swings around and finds another kill, forcing Relaxa to be the last player alive with an AWP in play, and of course the full buy going into this round. Chaos have no money, and AGO will be finding themselves another round with a bomb plant and 3 players left alive. The money is starting to shoot up on the T side. Reserve, but Chaos on the other hand, certainly not feeling the same. They're going to go hungry in this round, as presumably they will just be full ecoing on all players except for Relaxa. The AWP might be able to get some work done, but I think probably best case scenario is saving that up, because it's unlikely that they find the win. HEO have already secured themselves what is starting to become a very, very strong economy. The 2 to 3 kills would really help Chaos out.
Yeah, and as you said, with the up and play, there's certainly some opportunity for that to actually happen. And just as I'm trying to get those words out and failing at them slightly, Relaxa, he doesn't fail. He finds success coming true for Chaos, as it is going to be the opening kill in their favor. PHR, he's the one to go down early on, but as we can see, Groovy advancing forward, catches Pleasant with just the USP. Bolton does trade one back, so again, this is becoming relatively costly. And also, Groovy could be in a little bit of a troublesome position, but being able to actually drop Freddy Frog and eventually coming in with a wall bang onto DJL, that is going to be AGO going ahead and claiming themselves the lead. It got a little bit shaky. Certainly could have been better for them, but able to keep 3 alive is not really too big of a deal. Forlan actually almost went down as well.
Well, here we go. A chance for Chaos to fight back. An opportunity to slow AGO down. They will still face into multiple full buys, but you got to start somewhere. Molotov going through. Nade as well to follow up. Grubby almost lines them up. Molotov going into play towards E-Box as well, and he makes it out of there. Catches Boat and swings out for Pleasant, but finds nothing but a bullet to the head. The damage is done, though. DJL and Pleasant both very low, and 1-for-1 trades look good for the T side either way. This could get scary very quickly as AGO begin to push over towards the A-bomb site. DJL gets flashbang, but Pleasant's the one to find the kill. We see PHR creeping on in through to the B-bomb site, getting a little bit of map control and info for his teammates as another goes down. We're into a 3 versus 3. Again, 1-for-1 trades look and fly, but the T side are very spread out at this point. Chaos finding the kill on the PHR. Nobody's going to be able to trade them back. Caper coming up behind. It should catch them off guard, indeed, with the control he had towards CT. But the big problem, they were spread out. We said this, and now Caper finds himself in a 1v2, control of the bomb in favor of the CTs. I mean, this round looked good from the very start.
Nice find by Caper, actually able to take down Pleasant up in the B halls, and of course low HP on the DJL. He swings out and gets the headshot. Wasn't even needed. Slight overcompensation, I suppose. Slightly unnecessary, but it does of course confirm it. Caper actually the current frag leader, 7 kills, 3 deaths, 99 ADR. He's off to a good start, of course, here on Train, and you can see that from the scoreline, 4-2 now, 4 in a row for AGO.
Well, AGO lose a little bit of health there. Caper goes down. Sparrow's happy to trade with a P250. Swings at him, finds that. Relaxes down low as well. The pistols are getting damage done early on. There we go. Relaxa takes Sparrow. Swings out with the Deagle, not finding anything else. And already decent damage, though. I think Chaos with 2 kills here. This was a pretty nice round already. And Freddy Frog could do a little bit more. In his way towards team main, where he may come up behind AGO and catch them by surprise. Still, 4 rounds on the board now, looking like 5. This has become a very good half for AGO on their T side. The thing we talked about earlier, though, is that generally they do well on overpass, and indeed I think it's true for Train as well. They do most of their work on the T side.
Yeah, as you said, 5 is decent so far. They are going to want more. Of course, it's more of an early foundation for them to actually build off of. But Freddy Frog haven't picked up an AK. It looks like he is actually creeping towards the bomb site. This is interesting. Honestly, with picking up that rifle, I would have expected him to have instantly backed off. Instead, he does go forward, takes down Groovy, I suppose, but there's plenty of money over on the AGO side for them to reinvest. There's one player starting this round with over 13,000, so I don't feel like it was really all that worthwhile. A nice try, of course, by Relaxer right there with the opening frag, and then almost actually pulling back with a second. Of course, now it is, though, 5-2 rather for AGO, as Chaos do come back onto the buy, and they're going to pull out something a little bit different. It's the double-up setup coming through between Boatin and Relaxer.
Oh, there we go. Pleasant opens up the round by taking down Furlan as AGO seek a little bit of control towards A. They're shut down by the E-Box player. GL's actually pushed up pretty aggressively at this point. Posted up with the AUG, finds one, and that's one of the benefits of this scoped weapon. Pulling down those tighter angles. Flashbang going over, though, could cause a little bit of trouble. DGL completely blinded. PHR swings at him and takes him down. But Boatin's still there with the AWP. And with Relaxa finding one long range, they're not going to be thinking about Boatin's position. There he goes. Finds himself one, and it's all on Caper. 1v4. No bomb control. Barely any map control. I mean, he's trapped behind green. It's probably the most closed-off position to be in on this map. Well, maybe behind Ivy. Actually, probably worse than Ivy, because there's no escape route, really, especially if there's an op and Ivy watching it, as there was another round on the board for the CTs. But like we said, AGO still have a decent position built up. I mean, it's all about bonus rounds for them from now on. Anything they build up past 6, really, is looking really good for them. But then again, you take into consideration their general Train style, which is to dominate the T side. They're going to be hoping to walk away from this probably with 7 or 8 rounds on the board. Wouldn't be too uncommon for sure.
Yeah, certainly is the hope. It's the minimum, I'd say, at this point for AGO to find. Chaos is going to want a similar scoreline, though, of course, so it's going to be tough. They are going to have to fight for it, and of course we do actually see Relax have been able to open things up into round number 9. It's Sparrow that goes down early on. His team in a little bit of an awkward position. There's still plenty of time, at least, for them to try and recover. They're currently just pressuring a little bit over towards Ivy, looking to try and get a bit of control, as they do actually manage to force the op back off of the angle at least. And with the smoke down, if they wanted, they could technically creep in towards the back lines right now. Problem is, they'd have to go quickly because it is now beginning to fade, and with that now Boatin ready on the AWP. Do they have a second smoke, though, is the question. I believe they actually do in the possession of Furlan, who is over towards Ivy, so they will be able to move forward. The smoke actually came in from elsewhere. Going to drop it now towards Old Bomb Train, but again, there's still an angle available. They're going to have to try and jump across. Boatin is ready for this. I guess the AWP focused on that cross, As we actually do see AGO decide to slow it down. They may actually bring it over towards A in the end.
Wow, okay, there's Pleasant just completely controlling. Pop Dog button on the Caper, and this round is looking like it's under control from the get-go. It's all Furlan. 1v5, one tap on the board. You're not going to see the repeat from Pleasant being low HP. He doesn't want to give away this weapon. And let his teammates do the damage, do the work, do the dirty. DJL trying to do the bomb site control as he makes his way towards A. He has no idea that Furlan's there, so another kill going to be found, but it's all over. At least 2 kills on the board, a little bit of damage done to the CT side economy. Failing to save over that weapon on DJL shouldn't cost them too heavily, but the money isn't fantastic. The YGO still do stand to do some damage. Moving into round number 10. See the reinvestment that was forced now by losing those 2 players does put them in a position where the CTs won't be able to rebuy in the next round.
It could get a little bit awkward, but of course AGO don't actually have the greatest of buys themselves to try and make it work with right now, so it's not going to be easy. They have a bit of utility, at least in play, a couple smokes, some flashes, and a molly. 3 AK is also to work with alongside those pistols, so they are looking to try and take it over towards B. Freddy Frog just playing a pretty passive setup, at least in terms of not taking the fight too aggressively, was just playing for the shoulder peek to drop a smoke. And he also does have Relaxa to help. The up actually going to get up relatively close, though. Nade being tossed over. I don't know if that's going to do too much damage. Actually, it does lots. Bounces back off the wall. Drops Grubby to 10. PHR low as well. Beginning to push forward. Now the Molotov going to do even more. But it doesn't matter if they can't actually find the frags. Relax it to try and save the day. Won't be successful. And Furlan burns Caper alive, but it's worth it. Because he's able to find a quick headshot in the process as well. Leaving it all on Boatin to try and keep them afloat. And I don't know if it's going to be allowed. A tough one on 3. Again, as you said, the money of Chaos isn't in a good position. A save is already something that should be considered. Is there an op nearby to actually be retrieved? I believe it's a little bit further forward. Closer to the bomb train, of course, where Relaxa went down. Sadly, only able to get one before being traded out. No weapon to be carried over, as you said. Chaos now in a bit of an awkward position, not having enough to get the full buy into this round. May have to take an eco and just give a 7th over to AGO.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Freddy Frog can take an AWP. You can get Pleasant on an M4, Relaxa, and DJL as well, and Boatin as well. Will be pretty weak. SMGs, maybe a FAMAS, maybe a Scout coming out somewhere. The buy would be terrible. But they got to take into consideration what do they want to allow AGO to walk away with here. I mean, 7 rounds on the board is a pretty strong scoreline for the T side, and considering the win rates when it's come to full buys, there's certainly potential for that to still end up around like a 9-6 scoreline for AGO. I think it's kind of shaping up like that if Chaos take an eco now, with the way the rounds have been swinging. And that's not a great spot to be in. You're already 1-0 down in the series, and they call a pause. They want to think about it. Think and talk about it as to whether they want to go for that aggressive early play, well, late play style, I suppose, at this point. We're already almost 1.5 maps in. I do still think the right call is to give over the rounds. It's the same thing that we said over and overpass. It's not ideal. You don't want to be finishing like 9-6-ish. But at the end of the day, what are you supposed to do? It's already too far gone, and they go for a hero rifle. Okay, when I saw that all come out, I was really worried. I forgot Freddy Frog was up on like 6k. Thought he was just full forcing. But no, that's fine. A hero rifle on Freddy with armor. He can get a bit of damage done. AGO's economy still isn't fantastic. You got to keep that in mind. If they deal a little bit of damage, 2 to 3 kills here, the reinvestment in the next round would allow Chaos to build up a few if they win when they get that full buyout. Definitely agree with this call from Chaos, but
Ooh.
I really do want to see them with 2 to 3 kills here.
Yeah, that is what you want to see. Again, having kept the economy quite low for AGO. I was a bit worried a moment ago when Boatin had that angle ready for the pre-fire on IV, but wasn't able to get the shot off, and then we do see the aggression from DJL actually being shut down, so it is going to be quickly a man advantage being found. An advantage now in terms of both the manpower and the firepower goes towards the Polish side, being extended now even further by Gruby, and so far the pistols yet to really find much at all. Freddy Frog's going to have to come in huge in this round if they really want a chance to get too much done. Nice shot by Bowden. Relax actually able to catch one as well as they do come out of A main. Traded back though now does leave that rifle all alone rather in the hands of Freddy Frog, and with 3 to find, I don't know if his chances of winning this are very high, but again, with Forlan low on HP, there's always an opportunity, and if you can even just drop 1 to 2 more weapons, that keeps the economy of AGO in a very, very weak place and could even potentially limit their buy slightly in this next round.
Freddy Frog playing in pop. I think this is one of those situations where it is justified going for an exit. Talk a lot about when it's not, but it's the right call. One more kill will help them out a lot. The economy's low for AGO. He knows that. Swinging after the peak. Doesn't catch anyone, though. They're all gone. Bailing out of there for the save. So he does the same. Keeps over the AUG alongside the armor and the smoke. He's got a deagle as well. Which, considering Relax's economy, he could drop that to him. At least then Relax would have something to work with in the reserve alongside the AWP. That said, the deagle's probably the one weapon you don't want as a reserve. Because you're relying on your one-shot accuracy in both weapons, really. Or the spam isn't as... You know, you kind of want a P250 or a CZ there.
And a little bit on the RNG as well. Because even then, that first bullet isn't always where you wanted to go. It can be a little bit iffy. But yeah, 7-4 right now. Chaos ideally. Oh, yeah. Bowden trying to B-hop across. I mean, he was doing a sidewards, but he just gets absolutely wrecked. DJL only able to find one as well. Relaxin will actually trade back, but so far favoring AGO and leaving Freddy Frog all alone once again. It's a repeat of that previous round as he's in the exact same position, rather, against 3 opponents once again from the Polish side. It's not the same 3, but it's still equally a good position for him to be in, as an 8th round looks pretty likely.
That was hilarious. I mean, he didn't even jump across. He B-hopped. He had speed and just, nope. That shot has hit Sparrow with a 3K in this round. And Freddy Frog, again, all alone with an AUG. He just wants to use the weapon, Dean. The poor guy. But he gets a chance now. Sparrow, B-hopping, meets his fate. Poetic justice. He's eliminated. As Freddy Frog may not be able to save, though. Peak's going to come in from PHR. He's going to try to jump over. No, he's just going to straight swing on it, and that doesn't work. Freddy Frog's ready for it. 8-4, a weapon saved over for the CT side. Look at this shot, though. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, the poor guy.
I mean, there's not really much that you can do, is there? Sparrow just on fire in that round, and again, that kind of optimal position for Chaos, the best that they can do, that keeps getting worse and worse as the rounds go on, because they're just not able to find any success with the rifles. It's a tough position to be in, and not being saved over, of course. Pleasant having an AUG as well to work with, so there's at least something to actually give them an opportunity again in this round. It's Pistols and Kevlar elsewhere, but Sparrow already able to open it up. Does drop Freddy Frog, drop the up, of course, but it is easily retrieved by Bowden. Either way, though, a man advantage being found with already the weaponry as well going in their favor. It's just not a good position for Chaos to be in, as a 9th is looking pretty likely already for AGO here on this T side. We said this is where they get most of the work done, but there's certainly a capable CT side as well.
The execute on B coming through. Chaos are going to look to hold it down with 4 players already rotated in. The opening battle goes towards PHR as he takes down DGL and Upper. They have the opportunity to relocate, but they don't yet know there's so many players. Now they know there's at least 2 on B, but the bomb is dropped, so they kind of have to commit to it with 38 seconds left. PHR goes out. Okay, Sparrow. I think that was through a smoke. Shot goes down from Relaxa. He does damage, but no kill. And now it's all over with Sparrow again on a 3-piece. AWP in his hands has been looking huge, and I said when we were at 6-4 that the way things have been going and the economic situation made it look like AGO were going to close this out on a 9-6 half, but at this point Chaos have been a little bit more underwhelming than I expected in these buy rounds. AGO set to hit double digits, and indeed even 11 rounds. If they can find this one right here, Chaos have barely any money for the final round. This is a do or die moment for the CT side, because 4 rounds is just about enough for the T side. It's not so good if you're CT.
Nah, yeah, I mean, it's just about enough for you to have the opportunity for a comeback, but that's if you pick up the pistol, otherwise it's going to be very difficult. Groovy, able to actually catch the opening kill already. DJL had the opportunity for a flank. Pleasant will actually be able to trade it at least. And does come in with a second pretty quickly as well, so not too bad of a find. Problem is, once again, Sparrow over towards Ivy. He's been making his position work in pretty much every round that he's gone towards. It's been a little bit of an issue, actually, with the frags in that spot being given away.
Well, PHR is starting to make his way towards B, where it's going to be Freddy Frog finally getting a chance to use that AUG. He's back towards Brown Train, just spotting it out at the moment. 55 seconds, he drops the smoke towards lower B, starts to make his way into upper, where he can try to spot them out. Actually running along like a madman out in the open. This is dangerous. He won't be caught out for it just yet. The timing works in his favor as he closes in the gap. It is being watched, though. 37 seconds. Does he decide to peek for info? Yes, but at the right time. They haven't heard him. They haven't spotted him. He's closing the distance. Caper's in danger, throwing the smoke. He's dropped bombs down on the floor. Freddy Frog trying to keep his team alive. He knows Sparrow's posted up at the up, but Pleasant's coming up behind. All he has to do is stay alive. All he has to do is bait. Keep Sparrow there, and there it is. The trade comes through to finish it off. Pleasant with the flank gets a 5th round for Chaos. Freddy Frog, timing on that aggression towards upper was perfect. And that brings us 9-5. The 9-6 still a possibility now, Dean, as Chaos have got themselves the money for a buy here. Already seeing the full scope setup, this time featuring 2 AWPs, which is a dangerous spot for the T's pushing in towards these scoped rifles.
Oh, very quick play actually going to be coming in towards B. Pleasant on the AWP, getting it all done. 3 quick frags being found. That could have got very difficult if he went down after even just 1. Instead, though, steps it up when it's needed. Leaving it all into the hands of Sparrow and Groovy, as suddenly that 6-round half is actually looking extremely doable for Chaos. After we thought it begun to actually slip away from them. Of course, there is still certainly an opportunity rather for AGO to pull this back, especially as Groovy does eventually drop Pleasant.
There we go. Groovy goes down, a 6th round on the board for Chaos, and big brain predictions at 6-4. 9-6 is the scoreline. AGO were the ones walking away with a pretty strong spot at the end of this half. But I said it before, this is where they find the vast majority of the rounds on train. I think it will still be a small bit of a struggle for them, but with their AWPs hitting the shots the way they are, Chaos have a lot to prove as we swap over sides.
Loot.bet, made for live betting.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. As you saw there, if you think that AGO are no longer favorites to win this, if you think the T side of Chaos is too good, you can go on over to Loot.bet and place your bets. Because as you see, the odds are actually looking pretty good for Chaos. I think that's kind of based on the fact that AGO tend to be a pretty T-sided team on this map in general. Opening it up, it is going to be Chaos finding the opening frag as Grubby looks to hold down this bomb site by himself. He's up on top. They don't see him. They don't know where he is, but eventually take him down. He does find 2 in the process, opening it up for his teammates to make a comeback. Furlan finds 1, and they're closing in the distance on the bomb site now as the bomb is planted. Freddy Frog is miles away in the stratosphere compared to where Relaxa is. He's got to get over there to help his brother out.
Yeah, help a brother out. Caper actually able to quickly find a headshot on towards Relax, and of course now it comes down to Freddy. A little bit too late on the rotation. Has the flank though. Takes a quick headshot on towards Caper. And Furlan just going to go ahead and tap the bomb. Doesn't currently have a defuse kit in his possession. Making things extremely difficult. Freddy Frog doing a great job of playing the time. And he rips the head of Furlan off as he peeks out. That is going to be that second pistol round going in favor of Chaos. With a massive clutch towards the end of it. And that's a good position now for Chaos. As you said, AGO, the T side normally is where they shine through, but if they can get rolling early on the CT, that's when they can become scary.
Well, Freddy Frog has been playing his heart out for the majority of this map, and he continues to do so. Clutching out the pistol round, finding himself his first 1vx of the map. Now into a 9-7 scoreline, Chaos are looking to close that distance in even further. They've taken 3 SMGs, which is a hefty investment into those SMs. Up against the force buy of AGO. Again, they are a very aggressive CT side. And indeed T in general. They didn't force buy when they lost the opening round, though. They've done it this time. Double scout setup. Pistols to back them up. Already Botton's gone down, but Furlan's low HP. And Caper actually wins that fight. Okay, AK picked up. He can go give that to one of his higher HP teammates. I don't know what that was. And a 5 versus 3. Chaos now on the back foot, despite this being a round that they were looking better in. All the push out. Ivy doesn't see too much. DJL goes down. Quick trades, though. Chaos not in a position where trades are good, but if Pleasant can find that kill, now the round looks a little bit better for them. Low HP onto Pleasant, but a 2v2 nonetheless. They rotate to B. It's spotted out. Grubby has that information.
Yeah, and it was actually coming down the ramp really quickly. Low HP on the Pleasant certainly could make things a little bit awkward. He's actually the one that ends up finding a frag, and Groovy taking down to 3 HP, of course, now and left in a one-on-one. Has a defuse kit. We'll go ahead and actually just tap the bomb for the moment. Spam coming through, and he finds the frag over the smoke. A good bit of time as well to work with means he can go ahead and upgrade that MP9 to a better weapon. The AK is retrieved, and that is so horrible for Chaos right now, Mitch. Winning the pistol, instantly losing the round that follows it. That's worse than just straight up losing the pistol, of course, because you don't actually get that elevated loss bonus, and now it gives a real good opportunity for AGO to go ahead and run away with this lead. You can see Pleasant doing a great job with 21 to 13, 103 ADR. But is it going to be enough? Because again, the opening map did go in favor of AGO, and they're currently sitting with a nice little lead here on the CT side of train.
Indeed.
Pause comes true, not too surprisingly.
Pleasant leading the board in frags. He's also leading in opening kills and ADR, but the problem is his team aren't leading anything. They're behind by 3 on the T side. AGO have built themselves a good economy. As you can see, Chaos are kind of contemplating maybe the force buy, but that's not a great idea at this point. They want to be saving over, giving AGO 11 rounds. And you can see right there, the impact from Pleasant has certainly far surpassed anybody else on the server. Relaxa right behind him. But towards the bottom of the scoreboards where players are starting to trail off. PHR, I'm actually surprised. I'm only just now noticing he's having a really slow game, and yet AGO are still doing really well. And he's often a player you would rely on to step up on train. 36 ADR, 6 for 14. I don't recall seeing PHR have a game like this in a long time, and I think it comes down to the fact that he's been losing a lot of these duels up against the Placid and Relaxa. The rest of the team, though, there to support him in his downtime. I think that's kind of what separates a consistent team like from an inconsistent team. You can't rely on one player having a great game. Everybody has bad games. Maybe with the exception of Simple. Most people have bad games. And if you're relying entirely on a player like PHR, you can see that this map would probably be over already. But the fact that you can have Grubby, Furlan, Sparrow, and Caper certainly up there with the finishing kills. I mean, they're all stepping it up despite their friend being so far behind. That's what makes AGO just such a strong team, especially on a map like Train.
I want to comment slightly on what you said about Simple as well. He does have bad games. I'm sure he goes
Yeah.
into games and thinks, I didn't do as good as I could have. That was a bad game from me. It's just he's so skilled that it doesn't show as much. I'd say that's kind of what happens. But yeah, it's a different scenario here, of course. DJL, he's been struggling overall in this series. Didn't have a great first map either. As it looks like it should be 11-7 for AGO, of course, but there is that hero AK in play from Pleasant, so maybe he can get something done. Freddy Frog then has Kevlar as well if the AK gets dropped, so it can be picked up onto, again, another effective player. But it's not going to be easy. Already down to 55 seconds. They're yet to cover much ground. They don't have a smoke or anything, so if they try and face Ivy, Forlin is ready. Although the timing being somewhat awkward does force him to take a little bit of damage, and now drop to 34. Can't really, I guess, continue to take this fight at this point. Needs to be more cautious. And an easy cleanup eventually coming through. Forlin actually did manage to get himself plenty of frags even with the low HP. Drop to 1. Or rather, drop to 1 as he also drops down Pop Dog. Boat now being actually the last man standing, of course. He's looking for a weapon. Only has a Glock at the moment. Not too useful at range as he gives away his position. 5 seconds remaining. He also, of course, does want to try and die before time, if not carry over an AK. Oh, he's going to go down after time. At that point, I don't think there was anything he could do. Either he saves a Glock, which is nothing, or he goes down after time, which is nothing. Or else he found an AK, but the AKs, of course, weren't really in a position, the AK, rather, I suppose, wasn't really in a position to be retrieved, unfortunately. So that was just a terrible spot for Boatin to be in. Leaves him on a CZ now in this round. And Pleasant as well, not being able to pull out the full buy after investing into the AK. So it's a limited buy for Chaos. They lose this one. Or if they lose this one, rather, then they're looking at likely a 13-7 deficit before they get the guns out again. So this is just so awkward right now for the Swedes. A 2-0 looking extremely likely for AGO. But just as I say that, it's the caster's curse, Mitch. What the hell? Boatin got 1. Pleasant spams Groovy down through the ramp with a deagle. And now it's a 5-on-3.
Yeah, well, that's a quick pullback by Chaos. Boatin does a lot of work alongside Pleasant. Now AGO have got to find themselves a pretty swift recovery. I mean, look at this. They're coming in with 2 MP9s. Sparrow's the main hope. He finds one in the AK-47, but everybody else is making their way towards that A-bomb site. Caper especially. He's managed a little bit of aggression up Pop Dog, and he's going to try to flank them out. He knows they're not coming B at this point, so PHR's on his guard. He's ready for this push, and he finds one. Relax is going to be dropped. Repeat comes through, though. Boatin manages to trade, and now 3 AKs face off against an AK and an MP9 over on the CT side. This is not an easy spot for AGO, but Caper on the flank could help them out. As Sparrow goes down, though, they open up a couple of assets. The T side now going to be have a couple free players to kind of spot some of these other angles. They don't have to be too worried about the player in connector. Sadly, DJL rather is there to swing out from Ivy, so the battle for Caper is not going to be won. 8-11, Chaos back on the road to recovery, but AGO still have some deep pockets to invest into or to dig into. They're going to have 2 SMGs coming in here with Grubby and PHR having to take MP9s. Everybody else, though, rifles and an AWP. It's not the worst of buys. We've certainly seen worse on the board. The Chaos are in a fragile position. If they don't win this round, they're in a lot of trouble. Relaxa going down. Pop Dog almost finds a kill. PHR looking to survive with just 8 HP on the board.
Weakened up heavily early on. Slowly but surely, Chaos, they are giving themselves a good opportunity to try and work back into this before it really gets out of hand. But just as I say that, Mitch, Forlin, he comes in with 2 really quick frags on Ivy. Dropped the 5 HP in the process, so there is still a couple of players barely hanging on to life for AGO. But Boatin, it's required for him to step it up now over towards B. He will actually be able to find that frag. And elsewhere, Relaxa chimes in with 1 by taking down Groovy, who had previously been tagged up, of course. So now it's a really winnable position. As I said that, though, Caper going to be able to return it onto Pleasant, leaving Relaxa and Boatin. And the bomb actually dropped out in towards Olaf, puts them in a very awkward predicament. How are they going to be able to retrieve this? Boatin at least does have the opportunity for a flank, but Caper seems to be completely aware of this and shuts it down before it can really amount to anything at all. Although Relaxa catches Sparrow off guard, I don't think he expects another one up close. Oh my god, what the hell, Forlin? You need to be connecting those shots. Now there's a chance. But Caper's going to save the day. That was way too close, Mitch.
I think I may just have had a heart attack. Missing those shots is going to cost you a lot. Look at this. Relaxa finds the kill. Furlan knows he's coming over. And nothing connected. Relaxa survives on 13 HP. That is a yikes of a spot. But 12-8 nonetheless. AGO walk away with the round. It's closer than they would have liked. And now on the pistols, Chaos have a great opportunity to find some damage. They go for the force buy, an AK coming out, of course. Majority pistols with Util shifting towards B, where they will make a push. Sparrow is posted on the angle, though, and he swings just in time to catch Pleasant. Util being returned. Grubby has an easy time finding 2 kills, both of which were with a Molotov. He did the damage with the MP9 to make sure it was just 1 tick needed. Freddy Frog on the Deagle. Has he got a second in him? No, he doesn't. It's all DJL. 1v3. And this has been pretty good damage, pretty good impact for Chaos if they still had money to buy in the next round. But with the economy where it is, they had to at least get a bomb plant there. Now AGO are ahead by quite a margin. This should be an eco they face into, allowing them to build up a stronger economy.
And also a stronger lead. Likely a 14-8 lead to come true before the weapons are available again for Chaos. Which is, of course, a bit unfortunate. Again, if you are only recently enough joining us, it was the opening map also going in favor of AGO. Went onto their own map choice at Train. They've been having plenty of success. A little bit of trouble picking up the pistol rounds, but they've been fairly successful on the force buys and on these anti-ecos as well as Kruby. He kicks it off with 2 quick kills over towards B. Again, a full eco pretty much coming through. I don't think there was even a single upgraded pistol actually in play for Chaos, so you don't really expect much to be found. But it's going to have to be pretty much a flawless T-side from Chaos from this point forward. If they do want to try and actually make this one work, and even then, that's not the end of the road. It would have to go into map 3. They'd need to pick up the win there, otherwise it'd be pretty much all for nothing.
It's really hard to see a way back for Chaos at the moment. Considering the rounds that AGO have won with the rifles. Sure, they've got no money for the next round if they lost this one, but that's not going to happen. If damage can be done by Chaos, I mean, a couple players are low. Oh, God, okay. First time I've seen a full spray down of the CZ actually connect a kill from closer than 2 meters, or from further than 2 meters away. But it happens, it works, and with 3 players on the verge of death, AGO survive. All 5 players carry their weapons forward, so their economy builds up somewhat. Chaos here have got a long road ahead of them. A total of 8 rounds in a row needed to find the victory in regulation. And if they fail to do that, if they can only find 7 out of 8, then that'll be an overtime. But even that is an almost impossible task. I mean, the T side is so hard to find rounds like this, especially when you're trying not to give even a single kill away. A single round away, rather. They can give a kill away.
They can, but that's not efficient, Mitch. You want to do your best.
Yeah, indeed.
The win is the main goal, of course, and that's what AGO are currently riding their way towards. A nice bit of momentum, of course, also going in their favor at this point with a 14-8 lead. Chaos, they're up against the wall. Their back's against it. Are they going to be able to hold it off? Are they going to be able to push AGO back? Are they going to be able to bring it up to that finish line for themselves? Again, flashed into Ivy. Perfect timing. Does he expect a second player, though? I don't believe so. But he managed to peek back out and find Freddy Frog either way. The flash was perfect. It didn't allow for the instantaneous trade. And so far, the only one to find anything for Chaos is Relaxa. He gets 1, goes down, and that's going to be 15-8. Mapping serious point for AGO.
This could be it, Dean. We've got a full buy for AGO, of course, the AWP in the hands of Sparrow, while Chaos are looking worse for wear. The one positive here, perhaps this will force them to play a much faster strategy, which I think we've seen some success from on their T side. It's towards B that I get the feeling for. However, DJL is making his way down Ivy, showing a bit of presence early on with Util, perhaps. But sadly, Furlan's already spotted them out. He saw the bomb towards upper B. Caper's already here. He's up nice and close. I don't know if this is going to be expected. Flashbang, though, indicates it certainly is. But the Molotov going in towards lower, they're just going to look to hold down a little bit slower. They know it's a 4v4, which does look better for Chaos. And with low HP on Caper as well, this could look very, very bad for the CT side.
slower paced round at the moment coming in again from Chaos. As you said, a bit of a HP advantage in their favor, where Caper actually being taken down low. So there's certainly still an opportunity here for them to try and keep themselves in play on Train, but not looking great. PHR actually does manage to open up onto DJL. And with that now, what was looking to be... Mitch, I've got to go. There's a massive bee in my room.
Oh my god. Okay, well, while Dean is being attacked by a giant bee, which I actually heard in the microphone, the A bomb site's being attacked pretty aggressively. Grubby's managed to find 2. This is bad. Watton's all alone, a CZ in hand, and it looks like it's all over. And indeed, it is 16-8. We've lost Dean, but we've also lost Chaos. As they go down, they're now 2-3 in the Swiss system. AGO have thrown themselves ahead. And with that, that closes out the series. We're going to be moving on to another game just a little bit later on. It is Epsilon versus Alternate Attacks. But that is coming up in 2 hours by the looks of things. No, 1 hour. Yeah, indeed. It's going to be 1 hour. I'm on the wrong time zone on HLTV. So that's going to be coming up pretty soon. Be sure to stick around for that. In about 45 minutes, we'll be going live with Epsilon taking on Alternate Attacks in what should be a bit of a closer series. AGO, as predicted, are the ones to walk away with this. The veto went very well for them. And indeed, so too did the maps.
Update, it's a wasp. I tried to kill it. Don't know where
Oh,
it's
God.
gone. Send help.
And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with